And we'll wait one more minute and then we're gonna get started. Awesome, let's get started. Hey everyone, thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to join this webinar. I'm excited for this. I think, there's a ton of helpful content that's been coming out on just helping sellers in different parts of, how to succeed on Walmart. What we're focusing on is two specific programs today. As Walmart's grown, there's these new programs that have come into place that really help support sellers and help you grow on Walmart. So I think it's really important to get educated on those programs and learn more about this program. So we set this webinar up so we could educate everybody on two specific programs that we've seen have a big impact on the sellers we work with and being able to grow their business. Specifically, like the Pro Seller program it's been around, but it has so many new changes. And the Assortment Growth program is a newer program. So I think it's going to be exciting to just kind of learn a lot of information. So we're going to go through a little bit of introduction. We're going to go through the seller tiering, which is for the Pro Seller program, the kind of updates to the program and how the tiering works and how you could get Pro Seller. And then we're going to talk about the Assortment Growth, how to use that product and what you could use it for, and then some key kind of takeaways. So just very quickly about myself and just a little bit about, some of you guys might know me, but I've been a seller on Walmart for a while now. I think over 8 years on the marketplace, expanded some of my brands into stores, and around 4 years ago launched SellCord, which is an agency exclusively focused on helping brands launch on Walmart, manage a Walmart business. We manage around $2 billion in Walmart.com GMV, and work with an array of brands everywhere from people getting started on Walmart Marketplace to some of the largest brands on the channel. So I'm excited to kind of, share some tactics and how brands could use these programs to grow. So I'll let Raul introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Raúl Bascumbe. I've been at Walmart for over 6.5 years on the marketplace team. I've kind of jumped around different roles. I've had time in compliance. I was also a strategic account manager, and now I'm over here on the program side as a program manager for seller tiering, also known as the Pro Seller program.
And then I'll let Anu introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, Anu here. Been with Walmart for about 8+ years. Similar to Raul, kind of like jumped around with like store ops, e-commerce, and like recently for the last 3 years with marketplace, and currently with the Assortment Growth team to help with their business and product strategy.
Awesome. So I kind of skipped to the slide, but this is just a little bit about SellCord, and we'll skip this one because I kind of talked through it already. So I'll let Raul take it over to really talk through the seller tiering and give us all insight into that.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Michael. So as I mentioned, my name is Raúl Bascumbe, and I'm a program manager for Seller Success team. And today we're going to talk about some of the changes to the Pro Seller Badge program, and also talk about the new tiered structure that will be applied to all of the marketplace sellers. Next slide. So what is the Pro Seller program, and where has it come from? So the objective of Pro Seller program is to motivate seller behavior to get them to do the things that we know the customers want. The good customer experience, and also offer high offer quality. Sellers are evaluated 2 times a month, and the Pro Seller Badge is displayed in the PDP, in-cart, seller page, and search filters. Pro sellers earn commission discounts for offers which have competitive pricing and fast and free shipping. If you go over, you'll see the customer experience is that the customer will see the badge on site, and sellers will see how they're tracking on each of the requirements in Seller Center as well, to see the reporting data, to see how they can improve each of the individual metrics. So this is what the previous state of the Pro Seller program was. We are evolving it, and we actually have evolved this program. So this is something that's been out for a couple of months now, and we're very proud, and we've had really good feedback. So we want to make sure that everybody's aligned with the new changes. So why did we change from a Pro Seller program to seller tiering? Well, previously, Pro Seller was a binary thing. You either had the badge or you didn't. And what we saw was that often sellers that were far away from a certain metric, or if they deemed it unattainable, that they would throw their hands up and give up on trying to earn the badge. by moving to a tiered structure that allows us to keep all sellers engaged and improving at every stage. Additionally, many sellers were already meeting the requirements and they didn't need any commission breaks to meet our standards. By moving to a tier structure, we can customize benefits to the seller so that they can use and that they will actually drive improvement to their business and adoption to the other partner programs. Additionally, we will drive the flywheel faster by giving benefits to sellers that allow them to reinvest into their growing business on Walmart. It additionally gives us added flexibility, which allows us to be more adaptable to the changes and enables us to adapt quickly to the different customer needs. Thresholds can be re-leveled and criteria can be added or removed while the overall structure remains intact. More tiers also means that benefits can be right-sized for the required seller behavior. So what does seller tiering mean? Well, seller tiering adds 2 levels below the pro seller level. These 2 lower levels are only visible to sellers and also to internal Walmart associates. The customer experience is unchanged, but more on that on the next slide. As mentioned, the customer experience is unchanged. So there's no need for re-education of the customer, no need to re-educate the customer, and the brand capital of the pro seller badge remains intact. Sellers will also be able to see how they are tracking for all of the new requirements and what status they currently are within Seller Center. Your status correlates to the highest level that has all requirements met. So you see in the example, this seller would be a rising seller because the highest level that all requirements are met is rising seller. Next slide. So the overall core principles of Pro Seller remain unchanged. We want to ensure that we build a program and brand that promotes trust with the customer and that expands the share of the wallet within Walmart Marketplace. We want to motivate sellers to take key actions like offering faster shipping and richer content to improve the value of their offers to the customer. Additionally, we want to create desirable benefits to the sellers that are both healthy and sustainable. We want to be fair, so we want to ensure that the criteria that we set for the sellers are both clear and controllable for all sellers. And then lastly, we want to ensure that this is an inclusive program. We don't want to focus on just brand owners or domestic or big or small sellers. This is a program that's designed to have all types of sellers succeed on Marketplace. So what is the new redrawn criteria? Well, it's difficult, but it is obtainable. The new metrics fall under 2 umbrellas, either perfect order or OLQ. So perfect order is, you should be familiar with most of these, where it's just the OTD, the cancel, and the seller responsive rate. And then OLQ, we have fast and free shipping, which is new, content, which is new, and then meet beat, which is a metric for your price competitiveness, which is also new. All criteria applies to all the tiers. It's just set at different intervals. As you'll see, there is a little WFS icon for some of these requirements, which is meant to signal that WFS is helping the sellers meet that criteria. And us as Pro Seller Program want to continue to be a good program and partner program for WFS and promote WFS adoption. Essentially, WFS is a fast pass to the badge, as it will help you meet many of the criteria that you need. For example, any WFS order is automatically going to be considered as on time for the seller. If a WFS order is canceled, it will not negatively impact your metrics. And our Walmart WFS team will manage all customer messages. Additionally, all WFS orders will be deemed as fast and free shipping, but WFS doesn't satisfy everything. Content and meet beat are 2 things that WFS doesn't, that the seller will need to manage on their own.
Do you mind, this is all really helpful. Do you mind kind of talking more through meet beat? Because I've gotten a lot of questions in the past on, I know there's ways where potentially sellers could add a comparison, but maybe if you could add more insight into meet beat and how sellers could do that, I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you'll see here, meet beat is one of the few or the only metric that isn't set at an interval. So what meet beat is, it's actually a floor and not a ceiling. We've set this threshold based off the seller distribution of current performance and what we expect sellers to reasonably achieve. We do have different tools in order to help drive your pricing competitiveness, things such as Repricer, where you can set a strategy for your pricing where you want to beat the competitor price or be meeting, and you can set a threshold of how high or low with a ceiling and a floor for those as well. You must have a price match or an item match in order for you to have a meet beat score. Inside Seller Center, if you have any issues or concerns about an item being incorrectly matched, you can report incorrect match through Seller Center, or you can also update the correct match by submitting what you believe should be the right match. And through those two methods, and also at the end, we have an FAQ on it, those should help all sellers be able to not only understand what their pricing is, but also have a strategy on how to drive it. There's also reporting within Seller Center where you will be able to see at the item level which of your offers we deem as not meeting, so you can then be able to take actions from there.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Sure. So the below are the confirmed rewards, and they become increasingly valuable as the higher tiers are achieved. One thing to note is that the highest tiers receive all of the benefits of the lower tiers. So starting with Rising Seller, there's faster payouts, which means your sellers, you will be able to get more money sooner. We also have Ship with Walmart Credit, which will give you a better rate on the Walmart shipping labels that you purchase through Walmart. You will also have Walmart Capital Rates at the advanced seller level, which will allow you to get the best rates for sellers that need cash infusions to run their business. There's also a 5% pro listing commission break on all items with fast and free shipping and competitive pricing. And then there's also something that we're really excited about, which we call rotating rewards. These can change more than once a year. However, the different rewards are based on trending areas that need improvement. Currently, we see that as a review accelerator credit. We know that reviews are very important for driving conversion. However, we did not want to penalize sellers by making a requirement and potentially opening the door for review fraud. But rather, we would rather it be a benefit for sellers for them to get more reviews, which will then help them increase their business on Marketplace. Once you go to the pro seller level, you will get the customer facing badge on site, in addition to the 10% increased commission break for pro listing, which is, as I mentioned, all items with fast and free shipping with competitive pricing. Next slide. So what you'll see here is, and hopefully we'll be able to distribute some of this information after the slide or after this webinar, is we do have some really good and insightful guides on the new requirements so that any questions you guys have will hopefully be answered here. Things such as content quality and how to update your content and an overall review of content. Shipping score, the different methods in order to achieve a high shipping score and what sort of programs we have from Seller Fulfilled and also Walmart Fulfilled. And then lastly, the price competitiveness, as I mentioned. This will have a link to the different strategies you can have. If you don't have your own sort of way to manage your pricing, this is a way so you could be aligned with how Walmart is looking at your business.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for kind of giving that recap on the program. I think there's definitely a lot of ways brands can kind of look at their account, see potentially what could be optimized. Sometimes you're just missing it by a little bit and it's pretty close to the next review period. So I suggest always just kind of looking at it and seeing, what might be short and seeing, how you could get that. We've seen really strong impact on brands that have their pro seller. So there's a lot of different ways how you'll see that. You see from the benefits and then also from just how the customer sees and trusts the pro seller badge. So there's obviously a lot of different ways on how you get the value from there. So I would definitely suggest kind of keeping an eye out on that tab and just looking to, make sure you're keeping up with that. So next we're going to go into the assortment growth and talk a little bit about that program. So Anu, I'll let you take it from here.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Hey everyone, as I mentioned, I'm Anu and super excited to share the features of the Assortment Growth tool and how you can expand your reach and capture more market share. Michael, next slide. Thank you. So this is our agenda for today, and we'll discuss how you can enhance and grow your Walmart Marketplace catalog using Assortment Growth, the specific features available to you, and also diving into both the recommendations and explorer sections of the tool. Now, before we dive into the tool specifically and how we can leverage them, just want to give you all a brief overview of our vision for Assortment Growth. Our aim is to provide sellers with valuable insights that directly align with customer demand, enabling informed assortment decisions. We leverage comprehensive internal and external signals to determine the assortment our customers are looking for on our platform and off our site. So some of the key signals here include top trending items, bestsellers, search queries on Walmart and beyond, top deals, and we also track trending items and analyze their performance across Walmart and other e-commerce platforms. These data-driven insights then help us to grow and optimize assortment to meet customer demand effectively and also anticipate future trends. So next slide. So with what's assortment growth? You can find this tool in Seller Center under the growth section. This tool has two main views, assortment recommendations and assortment explorer, where you are going to find curated insights to help with your assortment strategy. So with this tool, sellers can source customer favorite items that resonate with our customer base and have a higher conversion potential, ultimately driving sales. So in addition to providing personalized recommendation, the tool also assists in optimizing your product offerings through data-driven insights. You can seamlessly navigate through various filters to find exactly what you need. For example, you can toggle between the different filter options by price, item brand or category, availability status, shopping and demand sales trends, and further shortlist to a specific set of recommendations to view and action later. The demand and price trends can be analyzed at a weekly and or monthly granularity to help understand the seasonality of the items, and the new recommendations are refreshed on a bi-weekly basis. Next slide, please. So the first section of the tool is the assortment recommendation, and this section empowers you to discover the most searched and best-selling products and brands within your category. It then gives you insights into which items you should add to your catalog to expand your business. The dashboard not only highlights currently popular or in-demand items on Walmart.com, but also predicts seasonal trends and suggests items that may not be listed on our site, including new or trending items. So this would be helpful for sellers that are looking to expand their catalog in the brands or category that they're currently selling in today. These recommendations remove the guesswork out of product selection and help significantly boost your sales. With an easy setup process, sellers can seamlessly add new items to their catalog based on these recommendations to better meet customer demand. Next slide, please. The Assortment Explorer section helps Walmart sellers generate new product ideas and empower sellers to make better decisions. So as we enter into this new fiscal year and start working on assortment strategy, it's crucial to find ways to maximize your sales and grow your business. So sellers can use this tool to zero in on product ideas based on brands, customer search terms, potential sales rank, product reviews, and more in categories that you may not sell in today. So brand owners can take advantage of these recommendations to help diversify their inventory with new product offerings. With new features like offer density and sales seasonality, sellers can understand which product types have high demand year-round but are not enough offers to meet it. So in some cases, you might be the first to offer the items to our customers. So as you view these recommendations on both the tabs, you have the capability to select the recommendations of your choice and have them saved to be viewed and actioned upon later. So using these customer demand signals, category data, this tool provides recommendations to add high demand or customer favorite items to a seller's catalog. It also provides insights into buy box winning prices so you can make data-driven decisions to help optimize your catalog and boost sales. By using this tool, you gain a competitive edge with access to internal and external search signals. Lastly, next slide. As we wrap up, just some of the key takeaways. One, as you go through the tool, your feedback is going to be invaluable to help us shape our roadmap and strategy. So please continue to provide feedback through the tool. You can find our email address down below to reach out with any questions as you start working through this. Two, based on your needs and choices, there's multiple options to offer high demand customer favorite items to grow your business. Third, enhance your content quality to improve discoverability and conversion. And fourth, act to learn more about customer demand and build a robust assortment strategy this fiscal year. So thank you again for your time, and please reach out. As you start exploring the tool, please reach out to us if you have any questions and if you would love to be part of any bootcamp programs in the future.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for walking us through that. I just want to add for assortment growth. Obviously, if you're a reseller or wholesaler, you have a lot of very actionable information there. I just want to share some ways on how I've seen a lot of private label sellers and brands and even national brands use this data. So, if you go to the assortment tab and you see, for example, air purifiers on there, and you could see the air purifier that's doing really well and what the types of specs and the retails that are doing really well. So you can, number one, if you currently sell air purifiers, but they're not doing as well, you could see if there's really strong opportunity and your product matches up close to what's doing really well. Like you could, maybe it needs more effort to really push that item. You could also get product development insights into like what items are really big on Walmart and are really doing well. And you could look through the list and get insights on like those product types and ways, even if you're going to, make your item a little different or have different value prop, but it's a really good way to kind of get an idea of like what are the really top selling items on Walmart and what's doing really well and where you should potentially look at expanding more into. And yeah, you get a lot of insight from that. So I was kind of just like looking at that data and tracking it, and it's a really good way to also see some of that information from our side. Awesome. So thank you everybody for kind of taking the time. We have over here things. We're going to also follow up with the deck. And then if you have any questions, there's the email there for the assortment growth, and then the email there for Raul, if you want to reach out to them and kind of, if you have any questions on the program, want to learn more about it, they'll be happy to kind of connect with you on it. And yeah, I've seen a lot of impact from these programs and when they're used correctly. So, with these two programs, and it's the same for kind of as Walmart's growing and there's these other new programs that are getting released, whether it's programs that start in beta and then get released wider, I would just suggest pay a lot of attention to those programs. And SellCord, we kind of really try to dive into those programs before they come out and as they come out more widely, because there's a lot of benefit to being able to use them correctly. Some of the other programs people might be aware of, like the search engine marketing one, was launched more beta in the beginning, and now it's more widespread, and we've seen a lot of strong success with that program. There's a newer beta of now like sales rewards and attribution that kind of came out, and it's going to be more widely available. There's like the virtual prac programs. There's so many programs that are coming out, and not all of them might be the right fit for your business, but just understanding them and leveraging them early on can just give a really early edge. And there's always going to be new programs as well, so just suggest to always keep an eye out on those and try to get educated on them. Awesome. Thanks everybody. And yeah, for any questions and everything, the emails are there. So you can reach out, and they'll be kind of the best people to kind of talk to you about any of these programs. So I appreciate everybody taking the time.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.